sing a happy song together, and we'll all be a happy family.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. So, the next instalment on this RAD20, a blue one. And
you will face overwhelming and devastating American firepower. We prefer this to be a peaceful operation, but are locked and loaded.
America's top general says they could resume hostilities at short notice.
Beyond Project Freedom, CENTCOM and the rest of the joint.
so there we are, it's working. I always thought it would, actually. So what's actually been done, really, there's not much electronics to report on, and I kind of thought, do I do a recap even on it? So I'm not sure, because it's all original and it's working, and I'm tempted just to leave the caps there because it can't be too bad. So what I have done is taken it apart. Now all you do to take these apart is you pull off this one and these two, and you turn it round and you have a screw hole down in here. There's a screw deep down in there, just the one. But I have to show you on this one, the other bit, because it's still got its handle. And there's also two screws in the handle. So you've got the three screws, and what they do have, if I can get it into the right position to show it, doesn't see it very well on this one, but there's clips there, so they're always broken, because every time anyone takes one of these apart, they always miss these little clips, which are not really showing up on the camera very well. Let's bring the light round a bit. Yeah, you can see the clip hole there, and on that side, and everybody misses those clips, me included. When I first pulled mine, the original one, apart, and you try to lift this up and they break off because they're very thin, and I doubt whether any of them have still got those in place. But that gets the back off, and then basically inside the speaker has two push-on connectors onto it, and then the whole board will slide back out this way. What you have to do is move it up a little bit, and you can kind of poke through from behind and lift the two markers from the dial plate so that the board will come out. It's quite obvious when you actually see it as to what you need to do there. So it comes apart completely. You've then got the circuit board, and you can plug the speaker in. You take the speaker out, which is held in by two screws, and plug the circuit board into the speaker and work on the whole thing out of the case. So that's very straightforward, and there's not really much to show, and I may have shown more on that in one of my previous videos on the RAD20. So if you want to look back and see more details on that, yeah, I would say have a look back at my previous videos on it when I worked on these other ones. Now, what the other modification I often do with these is the battery compartment. I think this light is in the wrong place. I'm going to move it. There we go. So I convert them to work on these little batteries, and the original connector is still there. I just put the leads through the little holes in there and then solder them on to the tags. So I've got this small tag instead of the big one, and I cover the whole thing with a bit of heat shrink, so it's totally reversible. You just cut off the heat shrink and unsolder these wires and it'll be back as it was. You can still get the batteries for these, but they're expensive. And you just use these little PP3 batteries. They'll drive these for a little while because these only take very low current. And then there's another alternative which I will show here, which is you can get these. They've got the same connector on, so you can get these. These are quite inexpensive. I think they came in a pack of 5 and it wasn't very expensive. And you can put in there 6 AA batteries and use them, and these will fit easily in there, plenty of room. If it's a bit wobbly and that, you can just put a bit of foam cleaning pad in there just to wedge the battery in place, stop it rattling around. But yeah, that's what I often do. This is my preferred method, is to get these and then run them. What I actually do is run them from rechargeable AA's, which means it's a slightly lower voltage, but I find it works very well. So it saves on landfill, it saves on the cost, and yeah, it's a winner all round. So that's just a little tip, that you can convert these sort of radios to these sort of batteries and use either that or that to drive it. Now, what I did inside once I got the board out was I removed the waveband switch completely, took it apart and cleaned up the contacts. Not very exciting to watch on a video, but you would have seen probably my short video showing that the tuning pulley is over where this solders onto. So I had this little trick of fixing a nut and bolt on the edge of the circuit board and moving the whole pulley across to that without having to remove and put back the dial cord, because don't we all love doing that? So yeah, also I did give this a squirt to stop the volume control being noisy, but this works fine. And I did also trim up the alignment, very simple on these, just trim the IF cans and then the oscillator at the bottom end of the band and the trimmer capacitor at the top end of the band, and I put my little analog meter across the speaker so that I could see as well as hear when the tone was optimum. And this is now working quite nicely. Now, of course, when I showed this working earlier, there's all these lights and the phone that I'm filming it with and everything else, all causing interference. But yeah, the radio, as far as being a radio, now works, and that side of it is done. As I say, I don't think I'll be changing the caps in it, but it's always an option. But the elephant in the room, of course, is the missing handle. So what I'm proposing to do, what I'm planning to do, I've got this fiberboard stuff, which is a dense sort of fiberboard, and it's very strong. And these radios are extremely light, and I think this will be stronger than the original handle would have been. And I've used this radio and held it, simply held it like that on there and drew round it, marked across the other side and marked it on the other side as well. So that is now marked out, ready for cutting. So I can cut out that basic shape and that will fit, I think, quite nicely on there. And The only other issue is that the original ones are tapered a little bit, and I don't think I can replicate that very well. But whether I will need to really do that, I'm not sure yet. This is slightly narrower at the bottom than the original, slightly wider at the top. So I think what I'll probably do is cut this out and shape this with a curve underneath like the original. The original is curved under there. Shape that out with a file and get this really quite rounded at the edges. And I think without the taper it will look okay. Because if I try and replicate the taper, I may well make a mess of it. So I'll think about that one. But I think this material will actually paint quite easily with acrylic paints. And I've got a set of artists acrylics, all different colours. So I should be able to get something a little bit close to the original. And I was thinking that probably it's better to err on the dark side, maybe make the handle, if I can't get the exact match, slightly darker. And two reasons there: it might fade, and also it would probably be better than it being lighter. Now, I could even do it a different colour. I could do it black or something, but to try and get something near to the original, I'll try and match, I think, the blue, but maybe slightly darker. The question then is, should I coat that with something? Having painted it with acrylic paint, should I coat it with some kind of finish? I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on those sort of things at all. I'm really in amateur land on this because it's not electronics. So we'll see how it goes. But that basically is it at the moment. So I will be coming back at some later date, hopefully, with this, with a handle, and we can see how it looks and what people think. So that's it for now. That's the update on the blue RAD20.
Sing a happy song together, and we'll all be a happy family.